designate today as as Women's Equality Day. But I ask you, are we equal yet?
No.
And that's 40 years later. How about that Equal Pay Act of 1963? Do women have the same earning power as men?
No.
And that's almost 50 years later. Yet some of us have gone from 59 cents to the male dollar to 77 cents to the male dollar. But at this rate, it'll be another 50 years before we have parity. Women are single heads of households. They're breadwinners. We make most of the purchase decisions at home. But if we don't have disposable income, our economy will be stagnated even longer. Or take that Violence Against Women Act that was recently stalled and protested by the Republicans. Was it because it covered other vulnerable groups? Undocumented immigrants, Native Americans, same-sex and transgender domestic violence? Or that women's right to full reproductive health care is again at stake? If I was Rippa Van Winkle, I would think that it was 1972 all over again. And here we are 40 years later, after the second wave of feminism, 20 years after the third wave of feminism, and here we are standing again, looking for a women's movement. So how do we build or rebuild a transformative women's movement to achieve real equality in our liberal democracy, to achieve political, economic, social equality? That requires change, not assimilation, but transformative change. Some social movements just wanted to assimilate, to be just like those in power, to be just like the status quo. For example, the same-sex marriage movement does not extend the 500 rights on the state level or the 1,000 plus rights on the federal level to anyone else but that one group looking for marriage rights. What about other families? Where is the respect and recognition for grandparents who are raising children, aunts and uncles raising nieces and nephews? After this rally, I'm actually heading off to a hospital to care for a colleague who has no living family. I am, for all intents and purposes, his family. Transformative movements do not change things for only one group. Women are not a monolith. We're not just part of one group. We are multidimensional. Our identities are complex. We belong to many groups based on our race, our class, our gender, our sexual orientation, our religion, and so on. So how do we become a transformative movement? One, we need to be clear about what we ask for and not to be reactive. For instance, the pro-life movement trades on the morality and vision of dead babies. They are only concerned with the fetus, not the baby. If they were, there'd be adequate prenatal health care. As it is, our maternal mortality rate ranks 46 in this country. That's between Cuba and Croatia. Infant mortality rate is at 26. And we're the country that spends all, and we're number one in health care spending. So we need to reframe the issue. What about dead women? What about prenatal health care? And after that baby is born, is there proper nutrition, health care, child care, education, so that baby will grow into a healthy, productive adult? We also need to reclaim language. We need to not talk about domestic violence because that individualizes it and privatizes it, and it also lets off the abuser. We need to grow feminist males. I'm very glad to see all the feminist males that are out here. We need to reclaim our power. 52% of the population are females, yet white males are the minority, and they still have the political power to codify laws on our bodies. And fifth, we need to be inclusive. We have to ally with other social justice movements. We need to make connections because all issues, homelessness, affordable housing, education, defense, AIDS, immigration, reforming drug laws, agriculture, etc. All these issues are women's issues. So in short, we need to take our power and use it for the good of all.
Joanne Myers, thank you. That was wonderful.